You already know how to define the function. The function once defined, it can be invoked as many times you needed by using the name. Okay, without you no need to rewrite the code again and again. Okay, so how to define? Def is a keyword. Within the angle bracket, you have to give the function name. Within the parenthesis, okay, that is within the parenthesis, you have to give the arguments here. And then doc string, already we have discussed document string. Okay, it is optional one. Inside the square bracket is optional one. You can omit it. And items, word, punctuator outside and how to be written as specified. Here it's a simple example for defining the function. So what is that? Def is a keyword, sum is a function name, and we are passing the parameters. Okay, passing the parameters. What is it? Is also called as formal arguments. It is also called as formal arguments. So which will be available in the function definition or function header. Okay, x y called as a formal arguments. So formal arguments means we are taking the duplicate. Okay, now we are passing the Xerox. Okay, so x is equal to, we are doing the some calculation and it will be written. So we are returning the yes. Or here one more program. So this is example for returning the value. This is example for without having any return statement. In this case, the Python will return the default value none. Okay, this is also the greet function which has no return statement. Then so return yes, the function may or may not have a return statement. Here the function is having return statement. This function is not having a return statement. So it will, in this case, it will, you know, what is the function header? The first line of the function definition. First line of this is called function header. Okay, first line of the function definition that begins with the keyword def and ends with the colon. That is called first line called function header. Okay, so name of the function and its parameters within the parenthesis. Then function body means these two statements are called function body. It's written yes. Okay, it is written the yes value which this function not written anything. So it will return none. Okay, so both these functions are doing the same thing, but first one is returning the value. The second function printing just compute the value and printing within the function itself. So in this case, return value is none. So here this function is written a that is a squared. Here it is written a into b value. Here it is written 2 pi r value. Okay, so these are the samples code for function definitions. So the function body will be executed only when the function is called or invoked. You already know. Okay, calling statement. Okay, calling statement called caller, and function definition statements are called callee. Then structure of the Python program. You can define Python program. You can define many number of functions inside the Python program. In Python program, all function definitions are given at the top. Okay, these statements are not intended at all. These statements are not, okay, function header not intended. Within the function statements only intended. Okay, so these are often called top level statements. These statements without non-intended statement are called top level statements. Okay, the Python top level statements are part of the main program. Okay, those are intended statements belong to their function. Okay, so all top level statements are stored under the attribute. This is double underscore, main double underscore. Python names all top level statements, that is top level statements that is no non-intended statement that are stored under the attribute of or variable of underscore main underscore. Then Python store this name in the inbuilt-in variable called underscore name. So you need not declare this variable, you directly use it. You can use it yourself in the main segment of your program. print underscore name. In this program, the name is a variable, okay, which will print the main. That means we are inside the main. That is top. These statements are belong to the top level statement. Flow of execution. Flow of execution means, okay, in what order in what order the statements are executed during the program run. Okay, that is a function body is a the function body contain a number of statements. Okay, when you executing the function body, okay, then execution frame will be the function body will be executed in the execution frame. The execution frame contains name of the function, the value which are passing to the function, and variables created within the function, that is local to the function, and information about the informations about the next instructions to be executed. All those things contain the execution frame. Okay, when function call statement is, you already know, when function call statement is encountered, the control transferred to the function definition. Here we are calling the function, so immediately the control transferred to the control flow to the function definition. Okay, an execution frame for the called function is created. First it will create the execution frame, the control transferred, then the control transferred to it. Okay, within the function execution frame only the function body statements are executed, and with the return statement, this is the last statement of the function body. Return statement is the last statement which is used to come out of the exit from the function. Okay, the control returns to the where from the function. Okay, the control has come where from the control after executing the return statement, the control move to the next statement of the function call statement. Here we are going to write a program to add two numbers through a function. Okay, so program execution begins with the first statement of main segment. Here the first statement is which is the command. See here. So this program is stored in the add is a program name with the extension of py. Py means which stands for Python. So here it will read the first statement, okay, which will be considered as a function header. So all the intended statements it won't execute. It will come to the next non-intended statement. Okay, it will. So program execution begins with the first statement of the main. Def statements are also read but ignored until call. Def statement will be read, but it will be ignored until the function calls. It will become okay. So here you know already. So after reading this statement, it will come to the here. It will get the input from the user for number 1, for number 2, and after getting the input, it will pass those value to this. It is the arguments. It is called actual arguments, original value. Actual arguments, the values are passed to the function. Here we are calling the function. So the control move to the here. So that will explain clearly in this coming section. So first it will execute this num1 statement. For the num1 statement, it will get, this is the first statement which is to be executed. It will get the input from the user 3. Num1, it will get the input 3. And second statement will be executed, num2. Okay, for the num2, it will get the input from the user 7. Then the third statement is calling statement, function calling statement. Here we are passing the value. So statement 3 is a function call statement. So the execution frame is created. Okay, the values from the main are passed to it, and the control moves to the function definition. Function calls sum, receive the value in variable x and y. You know already. This is the function call statement which will read the x, y value. Okay, num1, this is the num1 value which is passed to the x, num2 value which is passed to the y. Here we are then it will execute this statement within the then it will after the control move from the calling statement to the callee, it will execute the first statement. Okay, here So x will get the after reaching the statement, x will get the value of num1 3 and x2 will get the value, y get the value of num2, that is 7. Okay, then it will move to the execution x plus y. X plus y means 3 plus 7 10. So which will be stored in the internal memory yes. We are again return yes. Return yes means yes, we are storing the value yes. Then it will execute the return x. Return yes means the control actually return statement used to come out of the function definition. So the control go back to the next go back to the where the control comes from. The control comes from the next this statement, calling statement. Since we need to assign the result to this variable sum, so control pass to this this statement here in this statement. So what is the result? 10. So the 10 is stored in the sum. So now the sum is 10. Okay, this is the flow of execution. Then okay, after that it will print the statement. Last statement will be executed. Print the sum of given two number is 10. Okay, in this way the program will be executed. Okay, so here main 1 statement, main 2 statement, main 3 statement. After main 3 statement is a calling statement, so it will move to the function definition. In the function definition it will execute the second statement. After executing the second statement, third statement is a return statement, so it will move to the again main statement. In the main statement, fourth statement is a print statement. Here they have explained about the flow of execution. Always execution begins with the first statement of the program. Command lines are ignored. Command lines means that is start with the as symbol. It is only given for a user purpose, like document string we have seen already. Okay, then all the non-blank lines are all the blank lines are left. Okay, then Python notices that is a function definition def statement. Then Python just execute the function header line alone. Okay, to determine whether it is a proper function header. If it is a function header, then it will skip function body. That is function body can be identified through the intended. Okay, then it okay in Python the function can define another function inside it. Inner function, then the inner definition is not executed until the outer function is called. Then return statement is the last statement of the function body. So Python first jump to the function header. When you are calling the function, it will first jump to the function header line, then it will move on to the first line of the function body. Okay, then these are things we have already discussed. If the called function does not return any value, that means it will control jump back to the function call itself, function call statement. You know how, so you know that is okay. The command lines, here it is the command line. This is the command line, it won't execute. And function header line, this is the function header line. Okay, after seeing this function header, reading this function header line, the intended statements are which won't be executed by the interpreter till the function is called. Okay, so it will move on to the 6th line and it will read and execute. Whatever the program is given, you just write the number against that line and just write the number near the line, and okay, so we can then only we can determine the flow of execution. First it will read the second line. Second line is considered as a header, function header, so it will move on to the non-intended line, which is 6. So 6 will be executed, then 7 will be executed, then 8 will be executed. 8 is a calling statement, so the control move to the 2 again. Okay, control move to the 2 and 3 will be executed, 4 will be executed. Okay, after executing the 4, the control back again go back to the calling statement itself. So 8th line once again executed, and then 9th line executed. This is the flow of execution they have shown here. So here I already told who is calling. Function call is called as